This is Gigi Sabat, and you're listening to the Walk With Me podcast. My guest today is Paty. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Gigi. So good to have you to be here with you today. I'm so looking forward to this moment.
Likewise, such an honor to have you here today. Now, why don't you start off by telling us more about you and where are you from, Paty?
So that's a long answer, but I'm gonna keep it short. I'm originally from Colombia, South America, and I was blessed enough to be able to go to the US. So I went to, as a single mom, I went to study in the US, and then I had a chance to go to London and lived in London for a while. And then after that, I went to Australia and lived in Australia for 5 years. And I am now a world traveler. I'm actually right now in Nepal as we're speaking. So I am more than anything from everywhere in the world, and I am just like I'm a world explorer, and I love to be here and then just talk to people about what I've seen. I never ever thought in my life, Gigi, that I was going to get out of Colombia because my parents, my society just they were born in one place and they die in the same place, and I'm just like very honored to be able to travel the world and tell my stories to many people.
I love it. And Nepal is a very beautiful country as well. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about your survival story?
Yes. So I actually was born in a very good family. My parents are loving parents. I grew up in a lot of alcoholism and a lot of abuse environment, and I was told since I was very little. So I have ADD. I have a attention deficit disorder, and I have mild dyslexia. And I grew up. My dad is a good dad, but he didn't know any better back then. And he used to tell me, Patty, oh, you're such a mess. There's nothing you can do right. And I don't see a future for you, Patty. I really hope someday you get a good husband because I don't know what's going to happen to you. So I grew up thinking there was something really wrong with me. And on top of it all, I got pregnant when I was a teenager. And then my parents were like, "No, you've ruined your life, Patty. This is it for you." And I knew deep inside that I had a dream and that I had this potential. I just didn't know how to make it happen. So I went from Colombia to the US with my 3-year-old son, single mom, and I decided to study. What was it that was blocking me? What was it that those words were still resonating in me? And I was a procrastinator. And I used to say, "Oh, I'm going to do this," and I wouldn't do it. "I'm going to do that," and I wouldn't do it. "I'm going to exercise," and I wouldn't do it. And I had big dreams until I decided to study about psychology just to fix myself. And I discovered that procrastination is not linked to lack of time. We all have time, but procrastination is directly linked to emotions. Procrastination is directly linked to emotions. And I discovered that my fear was showing on my outcomes. All the things that were told to me when I was growing up and all the things that I thought I was, I had to change and rewire my thinking and rewire my perception about myself. And I decided to implement a system that helped me to take action. So when I went to the US, I opened up my own business. I'm like, "Oh, I want to have my own business." And I had $2,000 saved. So I opened my own business with $2,000 and I sold it, Gigi, 18 months later for $500,000. I couldn't believe it. Like a single mom with ADD, with mild dyslexia. And after that, I opened my second business and I sold it for even more money than that. And it was then when people started coming to me, it's like, "Patty, what is it that you do? You're so successful." And I was like, I never thought I was, but I had to change my thinking. I had to change my emotions. And you know what the funny thing is, Gigi, when I sold my second business for a lot of money, my dad, he came to me and you know what he said? He's like, "Patty, I've always believed in you." And I'm like, "No, Dad, you didn't." But I believed in myself, and that's what made a big difference. So that's what I do today. I teach people how to overcome barriers, how to overcome procrastination, how to overcome the wishful thinking and change it for actions through emotional intelligence. If I did it, anyone can.
That's right. And I actually have a book, and you mentioned emotions, and I have a book here. It's Emotional Intelligence 2.0 by
Oh, I
Track.
love that book.
Yes, I have it right here in front of me. And so it's so important, right? Emotional intelligence. Let's talk a little bit about more about procrastination as well. What if someone feels stuck right now? What message do you have for that individual, Paty?
Absolutely. So the first, a lot of people just come to me, give me a tip so I can just take action. I'm not motivated. I don't feel stuck. So the first step is very, very important. And it's to be honest with oneself. Like, okay, I'm here. Why am I here? Because if we don't find the real reasons of the why we're not doing things, we're never going to fix them. And it's not a planner solution, it's not a calendar solution. It's to find the real reasons behind the lack of action. And generally, the reasons are linked to emotions. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it anger? I have found that a lot of people, I don't know you, Gigi, I didn't have the perfect family. And all of the things that I lived growing up have an impact in what we do or don't do. So feeling stuck can be a very overpowering feeling that comes from the inside. It comes from emotions. So my recommendation is stop. And then all of us were like, I'm happy and sad and tired. But it's actually a big wheel of emotions that we have. So the first step is stop, find specifically what emotion you're experiencing, and then tie it to the where's that emotion coming from. Is it anxiety because you're insecure or you don't know you can make it? Or is it you're overwhelmed because you have a lot on your plate? So it's basically the first little step is to find the reason behind the feeling that you're having.
Find the reason behind the feeling that you're having. Very powerful statement. Now, Patty,
Yes.
what is your best advice to the audience for walking with purpose and living a life of happiness?
Oh my goodness. I love that because for the longest time I was looking for that answer. I'm like, I know I have this potential. I want to be in my maximum potential. And I went back to who I am, who I am. And the things that people thought about me did not matter anymore. The things that the perception of others didn't matter. I just went back to my core, is who I am. What do I want to accomplish? Why am I here today? Why I haven't accomplished them? And then I broke it down, and it's basically to not only have the dream, but to take the action. Not only to have the dream, but to take the action. Action will bring abundance. Action will bring abundance because it's not mindset is important, dreams are important, but to make it happen day by day, to have a plan to execute that dream day by day is what's going to take us to a real potential and a real purpose.
That's very true. Action will bring abundance. I love it. Now, do you have any last words for the audience, Patty?
Yes, you can do it. You can do it. Trust me, I was hopeless at some point, thinking, "Oh, it's never gonna happen to me." It can happen. It's a matter of doing the work. It's a matter of tying your why, future why with your past why. Is finding your emotional intelligence. Is developing your emotional intelligence and take action. It's like a little web of dreams, action, why is not happening, and make it happen. Look for somebody that will guide you and help you because you're worth it. Every step of the way, every action you take will take you to your ultimate purpose. It can happen. It happened to me. It can happen to everyone.
Very powerful. Action is required. Absolutely. Now, Paty, where can the audience find you?
Yes, so I actually love my people and I love text messages. I'm going to give you a text message that you can find me. Send me a message. I will respond to you. Send me, I am ready to change and I will help you in that journey. I'm actually Gigi because you're absolutely amazing. I'm going to offer to your audience, if you want to have a chat with me, you can text me saying, I'm ready for a change at 813-789-1097, 813-789-1097. Or you can go to my website, stopprocrastinatingtoday.com, www.stopprocrastinatingtoday.com. And I don't know if you knew, but there are actually 5 types of procrastinators. So if you are wondering, you're listening to them like, oh, am I procrastinating? You can find what type of procrastinator you are. Information is key. That's the first step. So go to my website and you can find that out.
I love it. Thank you, Paty, for being a guest on the Walk With Me podcast. And for those of you that are listening in, again, make sure to check out Paty on all of her social media platforms and also her website. And the phone number again to text Paty, that's 813-789-1097. And Paty, thank you again for being a guest on the Walk With Me podcast. God bless you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. God bless you.